guys, it's Anastasia and welcome back to Island Cravings. Today I want to find out how much better natural pandan is compared to the extract. If you don't already know, pandan is a plant. It's kind of grass-like but also kind of shrub-like, and it grows all over Southeast and South Asia and is therefore used in a lot of desserts and sometimes even savory dishes. Growing up in Indonesia, we mainly used it for desserts. If you know what pandan smells like, I just want to ask you, how would you describe pandan? Because it's really quite indescribable. It's floral, it's nutty, it's sweet, but it's kind of grassy and it's fresh. Now the answer to the question, which is better, real pandan versus pandan extract, would probably be obvious. It's like probably gonna be real pandan, but we gotta do a comparison. I'm gonna make the same dessert, one with real pandan, one with pandan extract, and then we'll see which one is better and why. So I researched a bunch of different pandan dessert recipes and decided to go with Indonesian pandan pudding, aka pudding pandan lumut, because I wanted something straightforward so I could focus more on just comparing the flavors than on any real cooking techniques. Alright, first things first, we've got to make our natural pandan extract. This is my pandan plant. When harvesting, make sure you take no more than 25% of the plant's leaves, and you should only harvest the mature leaves, so nothing at the top, only the leaves on the bottom. I got this plant from a friend who bought it from a Thai lady who was leaving the island and couldn't bring it with her, obviously. Once you've harvested your leaves, it's a good idea to give them a thorough rinse to get rid of any bugs and dirt that you definitely don't want in your dessert. Pandan leaves are very fibrous, so you're going to want to use kitchen shears to cut the pandan leaves into little pieces like this. You can put the leaves into a food processor or blender with no more than half a cup of water because you don't want it too diluted. And then you're just gonna blend that all up until you get a very fine pulp. Wow. It smells very, very sweet right now, but it also smells so grassy. Now you want to strain your pulpy mixture through a sieve. I like using a funnel just for directional flow. And then make sure to tamp down the pulp with like a spoon or a spatula so you're really getting the most out of your extract. It's still very bitter, but I mean, we made an extract and yeah, it's bitter, but it has all of the pandan flavors in there, and I cannot wait to make this into a pudding. Now that we have our extract, we can move on to actually making our pudding. For the full recipe, just check out the description link below. So first we're gonna bloom our gelatin. Here I'm using gelatin powder because it's the only thing I can find, but obviously you're welcome to use gelatin strips or even pectin or agar-agar. In a medium saucepan, I'm going to combine the natural pandan extract with water, sugar, and a pinch of salt. Once that's heated up a little bit, then I'll add the gelatin, making sure that it's completely dissolved. Make sure your cat does not get into any of the ingredients. No! Before adding in the coconut milk. Crack an egg, beat it. Make sure your cat does not get into that either. Hey! No! This is Misa, by the way. She's lovely when she's not getting all up in my business. Here I tried slowly adding the pandan coconut mixture into the egg to warm it up so it doesn't scramble. But then I realized that the recipe I'm following is called pudding pandan lumut, and lumut means moss. So you actually do want the eggs to scramble a little bit because it actually doesn't interfere with the taste, and it adds a really cool texture to the final product that looks like moss. Then I threw it into the fridge and let it chill for at least 6 hours. Okay, it is time to make the pudding with the pandan extract. I was able to find this at my local grocery store because I live in Bermuda and we actually have quite a large Filipino population. I basically followed the same exact recipe. To the pan, I added water, sugar, coconut milk, and the bloom gelatin. Heated that all up. Once all those ingredients were properly dissolved, I started to add in the pandan flavoring. This turned out to be a lot trickier than I thought. I thought I'd just, you know, put in a few drops and like Bob's your uncle. I smelled it and thought, you know what? It's really not that strong of a flavor. So I kept adding and tasting and adding and tasting, maybe like 4 or 5 times, like a lot of times. And I feel like I used maybe half to a teaspoon of flavoring, which, you know, I feel like that's pretty normal. Then for this version, I just dumped the eggs straight into the pan. You'll see in the final version that it didn't set quite as well as the natural pandan version is, but I don't think it's because of the natural versus flavoring situation. I think that maybe my gelatin ratio was off, or I boiled it for too long or something. Anyways, something to keep in mind when you're making your own puddings. Such a big difference. Okay, through trial and error, it's taken me 2 days to make these 2 things, and here comes the fun part. Let's give them a try. Okay, so let's give this a smell test. I feel like I should do them kind of interchangeably side by side. Right off the bat, I can tell you that the natural pandan is just so much more fragrant. Even in its cold state, it is still so much more aromatic. With this one, I have to like really suck in air to smell it. And for this, it smells more like sugar and cream than it smells anything distinct. Such a big difference. I'm starting with the natural pandan, which, you know, looks really cool actually. I wonder what the egg is gonna taste like with the pandan. All right, here goes. Honestly, no words. It melts in your mouth. All the fragrance that you smell just floods your mouth and coats your tongue, and it's just so Moorish. So here is the one with pandan extract. I'm still struck by how different the color is. It's so much more neon. Oh, that's so weird. It smells completely different. Like there isn't that kind of floral, grassy sweetness of the real pandan. It almost smells more like just vanilla-y, which I find to be just kind of a more generic smell. Let's give this a try. What? Whoa, what? It is completely different. It's so much more chemically. It's a fair simulacrum of pandan, but it's definitely not the real deal. Holy man, this is so different. Okay, so I've asked my husband Drew to try these dishes because he didn't grow up eating pandan, so I'm really curious to see what you think. Which one do you want to try first?
You tell me.
Okay, so this is the real pandan.
Immediately, this is a more realistic color.
Well, give that one a smell and then give this one a smell.
Obviously a little bit more artificial smelling, yeah. Tapioca vibes.
Tapioca vibes.
It's herbally. It's got a sort of a almost an earthy aftertaste.
Grassy?
Sort of a mix between earthy and grassy.
Oh, girthy.
Sure. It was good. Yeah! It's hard to pick out very specific pandan flavor though.
That's what's so hard about pandan. It's like, it's hard to describe.
I like this one less.
Why?
The texture's
Yeah, the texture I didn't do very well on.
Oh, is that just you? Sorry. It doesn't have the depth of flavor that the other one does.
Yeah, right?
It's sort of all surface.
Yeah.
And if you close your eyes and don't see any green.
Oh, I didn't even do that.
It's kind of, because the fluorescence kind of gives you...
Like, it's pandan!
Yeah.
Real pandan's the way to go. Okay, so there you have it. Pandan just blows extract out of the water. Obviously, I only tried this with one thing. You can make so many different things with pandan. So yeah, this is the pandan content you never knew you needed. Didn't know I needed it. It would help a lot if you liked this video, if you shared it, or even subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.